Apple pie cookies. Are you craving something sweet and indulgent? Well, why look for anything else besides these delicious apple pie cookies? Not only are they the perfect fall treat, but they're also super easy to make. In just a few simple steps, you'll have a batch of warm, gooey cookies that taste like your favorite apple pie. Plus, with a flaky and buttery crust, these cookies are sure to satisfy all your cravings. So why wait? Grab your ingredients and let's get baking. Trust us, these apple pie cookies will be the hit of any dessert spread. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Cookie, and today I will be showing you how to make these amazing apple pie cookies. If you love apple pie but don't have time to make a whole pie, these cookies are the perfect solution. They're soft, chewy, and packed with all the flavors of a classic apple pie. Let's get started. There's just something so special about apple pie cookies that make them stand out from any other type of cookies. Well, the combination of sweet and tart flavors from the apples, combined with the warm and comforting spices of cinnamon and nutmeg, creates a truly unique and delicious taste. But what really sets apple pie cookies apart is their texture. The soft and chewy cookie base pairs perfectly with the slightly crunchy and tender apples, creating a mouth-watering contrast in every bite. Not to mention, the aroma that fills the kitchen while these cookies are baking is absolutely heavenly. The scent of apples and spices wafting through the air is enough to make anyone's mouth water. But what I love most about apple pie cookies is the sense of nostalgia they bring. There's just something so comforting and homey about biting into a warm, gooey apple pie cookie. It brings back memories of family gatherings, holidays, and cozy evenings spent by the fireplace. So next time you're in the mood for something sweet, I highly recommend giving apple pie cookies a try. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. They're the perfect combination of comforting, flavorful, and satisfying, and I guarantee they'll become a new favorite of yours too. Ingredients. First, let's gather all of our ingredients. For this recipe, you'll need 1 box of refrigerated pie crusts, which should come with 2 crusts. Make sure to keep these crusts uncooked for now. Next, you'll need 1 can of apple pie filling, which should be around 20 ounces. You can either dice or chop the apples to your desired size. To add some extra flavor to the pie, we'll be using 2 tablespoons of milk and a sprinkle of ground cinnamon. Finally, to add some sweetness to the pie, we'll be using 1 tablespoon of granulated white sugar. First things first, let's preheat the oven to 350 degrees. While that's heating up, let's get our baking sheet ready by lining it with parchment paper. Next, we'll need to lightly flour a clean work surface. So let's take 1 roll of pie dough and roll it out with a rolling pin until it's double the size. Now you can use the top edge of a glass or simply a biscuit cutter to cut out circles. I'll use a biscuit cutter. Now I'll go ahead and place them on a prepared baking sheet. Now it's time to add the filling. In the center of each pie circle, add 1 tablespoon of diced apple pie filling. Leave a 1/4 inch edge around the circle. Now let's prepare the top crust. I'll use the same work surface and unroll the other pie crust. I like to work according to measurements, so I'll measure out strips that are 3.5 inches wide and a 1/4 inch thick. Now, just place these 2 strips over the pie filling of each pie circle. Then place 2 more strips crossing the previous 2 strips, just like this. You can see we have created a checkerboard pattern. Seal the ends of the strips to the bottom of the circle. Next, to finish off the pies, I'll brush milk over the strips, then lightly sprinkle cinnamon and sugar over each pie. Now it's time to bake. Place the pies in the oven and bake for 20 to 30 minutes. I'll wait until the crust is golden brown on the tops and bottoms. The pies look ready. You see they're perfectly golden brown. Make sure to let them cool before you dig into these cookies, otherwise they'll just fall apart. Now on to the important part, storing your apple pie cookies. If you're planning on eating them within the next day or 2, you can simply keep them in an airtight container at room temperature. However, if you want them to last a bit longer, you have a few options. One option is to freeze the cookies. To do this, simply place them in a single layer on a baking sheet and freeze until solid. Once frozen, transfer them to a resealable plastic bag or airtight container. When you're ready to eat them, just let them thaw at room temperature for a few hours. Another option is to refrigerate the cookies. This is a good idea if you're using a filling or a topping that may spoil quickly. To do this, simply store the cookies in an airtight container in the refrigerator. They'll last for about a week this way. Finally, if you want to keep your apple pie cookies fresh for an extended period of time, you can try using a food vacuum sealer. This will remove any excess air from the container and help to keep the cookies fresher for longer. Just be sure to use a resealable bag that is specifically designed for use with a vacuum sealer. Helpful tips. Honestly, these cookies are the perfect blend of sweet and tart and are a great way to use up those extra apples you have lying around. But to make them perfect, you need to work on a few things. First, make sure you use a good quality apple for your filling. Granny Smith apples are a great option because they are tart and hold their shape well when baked. Next, when rolling out your dough, make sure you dust your surface and rolling pin with a bit of flour to prevent sticking. Cut your dough into circles using a biscuit cutter or a drinking glass and place a spoonful of apple filling in the center of each circle. Fold the dough over the filling and press the edges together to seal. Before baking, brush the top of the cookies with an egg wash to give them a nice golden color. And don't forget to add a little bit of sugar on top for added sweetness. And that's it! These apple pie bites are ready to enjoy. Thank you for watching our apple pie cookies video. We hope you enjoyed it and are inspired to try making these delicious treats at home. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more recipe ideas and cooking tips. And if you do make these cookies, be sure to tag us on social media so we can see your creations. Happy baking!